I'm fully prepared with everything I need for the Jay-Z documentary. The moment he sent that legal letter, I knew I had to let the world see who he really is. He and Diddy are cut from the same cloth. He just hides his arrogance and control behind a cleaner image. Our feud has lasted 20 years, and I know better than anyone what he's done in the shadows. I even suspect that so-called funeral bouquet wasn't Diddy's idea at all, but Jay-Z acting on his behalf. Back when Nicki Minaj posted that video of him wearing a pink wig, all I did was repost it, and he got so nervous he had his lawyers threaten me. In 2015, Nicki worked her ass off helping him build his platform, and he allegedly pocketed her $7.9 million in royalties. And then there's his fingerprints all over key incidents through the years, whether it's the elevator footage or the guest list at Diddy's parties. He was involved, clearly, but somehow he always walks away untouched. That's what he's best at, pulling strings behind the scenes while pretending to be spotless in public. And now that a corner of the darkness has been ripped open, I'm not stopping. Everything my team and I are doing isn't about attacking anyone, it's about making sure the truth can't be buried by him ever again.
Jay-Z ain't answering the phone?
He ain't answering the motherfucking phone.
Yeah, it's like this, like
We had a black billionaire's lunch.
black excellence, they're sitting there like, yeah. It's the billionaire brunch, you're like,
I hate you, man.
And we here together and we gonna keep staying together. We getting tighter.
unaware of anything going on here. This is the one time I'm gonna be with you this year. Yo, I feel like I'm normal again. Get me out of here.
Reports claiming that alleged private messages between Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs may have surfaced online have quickly sparked intense debate, placing Jay-Z under renewed public scrutiny. The situation has revived old rumors about their close connection and prompted many to revisit past discussions surrounding their circle. As the claims spread across the internet, conversations are growing louder, and the pressure on Jay-Z's public image and long-standing legacy continues to rise while people wait for clarity on the unfolding story.
Sean Carter aided and abetted or was directly involved. It's about to get real tense, and there's a lot of girls and boys who are still trapped inside.
In past interviews, 50 Cent explained that he intentionally kept his distance from the inner circle around Sean Diddy Combs, saying certain invitations and environments raised early warning signs that made him step back. Because of that separation, he says he feels comfortable speaking openly now. When later allegations began making headlines, 50 Cent noted that he learned about them the same way the public did, through media reports, and while he acknowledged the seriousness of the claims, he also said the situation didn't completely surprise him.
War Wright explained that Jay-Z is worse than Diddy. She explained how Jay-Z has done worse things than what Diddy did to Cassie to other females. And she said that she has the scars to prove it. She alleged that at one time Jay-Z attacked her and got it on film like Diddy did. And she alleged that this is why Jay-Z is totally pulling away from Diddy and you don't see him around. And it's been alleged for quite a while that Jay-Z is pulling away from Diddy because he doesn't want himself caught in the crossfire. I mean, you even have 50 Cent at this point talking about how Jay-Z is in hiding while this whole Diddy thing blows over. And you even have these accusations of Jay-Z being responsible for what happened to Cassie White. So I'm going to go ahead and roll you guys this clip of everything that Jag had to say about Jay-Z being worse than Diddy. And you guys let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
Sean Carter is just as bad as the diddler. And I know that for a fact. I got the scars to prove it. You want to know what a box cutter feels like going into your skin and ripping you? I can tell you how it feels. Y'all ain't seen shit yet. That Cassie shit, that's nothing. I'm saying Sean Carter remembers everything he did to me and he's got it on tape. Just like Diddy. And they're gonna be crazy. It's gonna be the women that get them in the end.
As the situation surrounding Sean Diddy Combs continued to unfold, public attention gradually shifted toward Jay-Z, with many questioning why he had remained silent while developments gained momentum. That quiet response fueled growing speculation, with some suggesting his team may have been trying to manage the narrative early as his name began circulating in broader discussions. Even without confirmed accusations, observers worried that the pressure on his reputation was already building. While social media rapidly amplified rumors and unverified claims, accelerating the conversation and intensifying scrutiny around his public image.
Exactly what Jay-Z's accuser is saying, that even though she dropped the lawsuit, she still stands by what she says, and she only dropped it because of harassment and the fact that she's terrified of Jay-Z. She says that Jay-Z is allegedly bullying her into saying that her accusations were false. In fact, in new legal documents, she is claiming that she was recently approached outside of her home and cornered by two people who told her they were investigators working for one of Jay-Z's lawyers. She claims they tried to get her to sign an affidavit stating that her claims against Jay-Z were false, but she refused. Jane Doe also claims the alleged investigators asked her if her attorney, Tony Busby, sought her out as a client and offered her money to pursue false claims against Jay-Z, two allegations she says she denied. He says this alleged confrontation left her intimidated and terrified, wondering how they found her when her identity had remained anonymous in media reports and legal proceedings. He also claims that her parents were approached by two investigators asking similar questions about Busby and her R story. In the new documents, she reveals she decided to drop the claim because she was frightened by the reaction from Jay-Z and his supporters. He says she feared she would be publicly outed and subjected to...
Industry insiders say even one criminal investigation could shake the industry, not just for Sean Diddy Combs, but for anyone closely linked to him, giving added weight to the documentary project connected to 50 Cent. Rather than targeting a single person, it's described as a deeper look at how influence may have worked behind the scenes and how accountability can expand once scrutiny begins. As speculation grows, unverified reports have also claimed Diddy could be cooperating with authorities, possibly sharing information about others in his circle, a development that has intensified concern across the industry.
Will Diddy start snitching?
He better. But the only thing I'm interested in him talking about is everything he knows about Kathy Coriana White. See, I know you know what happened to Corey. Diddy, I know that. You and Jay-Z down in Vegas at Tao with Claudia. Why don't you just talk about Kathy? That might help. That might help a lot. Kathy Coriana White, Jay-Z's pregnant mistress, who died 24 hours after she announced that she was going public with their relationship and the baby. While he was married to Beyonce. Was it an aneurysm, Diddy? Or are you the one who paid the same coroner that you... Oh, Diddy, you should...
Now that the documentary linked to 50 Cent is officially out, one thing is clear. This story isn't just about the past, it's influencing what comes next. As new details surface, attention has intensified around those who remain silent, with Jay-Z increasingly pulled into the conversation because of his long history with Sean Diddy Combs. The scrutiny has grown stronger as former associate Gene Deal publicly challenged claims from Jay-Z's legal team that the two were never truly close, arguing that the narrative doesn't match what many insiders observed for years. As more voices speak out and timelines are revisited, the pressure continues to build, turning past connections into questions that refuse to fade.
How close was Diddy and Jay-Z? They was close enough that they wasn't playing basketball, they wasn't playing baseball, they wasn't playing football, and they wasn't playing hockey or soccer for Diddy to come on stage, pat him on his ass, and then make the statement to people in the world that can't nobody call me Sean but Jay-Z. Now, I don't know what kind of statement, and I can't say, I wish I could say half a homo, but I know I can't say it. But I don't know what kind of half a homo that is. And you trying to say that you're not close to somebody. You coming on stage, patting them on their ass, and then you making a broad statement to the public, can't nobody call me Sean but Sean Carter. And I heard Jay-Z said the same thing about them. But they were so close that they had matching white girls together. Because when they used to see each other, they used to say, yo, how your skinny white girl doing? He'd be like, yo, how your skinny white girl doing? So, I guess that's a certain type of closeness.
I ain't know anything about that, man. I ain't know about, Jay touching his, so I gotta go see the video. I ain't hear about that.
Come on, man. Everybody's seen that. 50 even pointed it out. Excuse me. When they was in ATL on stage. Remember when 50 bum rushed the stage with them?
Yeah, I think I recall that.
When Puff came on stage, first thing he did was pat Jay-Z on that. But I forgot. That's your favorite rapper.
Hey, him and Pockets 1A, 1B. But what's your issue with Jay, man? I didn't know you had an issue with him.
I'm never a fan of somebody that I was going to...
According to Gene Deal, the relaxed chemistry between Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs often hinted at a deeper connection, pointing to a moment during a show in Atlanta when Diddy brought Jay-Z on stage and their natural rapport quickly caught fans' attention. The clip later gained new life online after 50 Cent highlighted it, keeping the moment circulating across social media. When asked if his comments were driven by personal resentment, Gene clarified that it wasn't about bias. Recalling a past disagreement that later seemed forgotten by Jay-Z, an example, he said, of how some figures at the top move through intense situations, stir tensions, and then carry on as if nothing happened, operating in a world far removed from everyday realities.
These guys are, man, they'll cause situations and cause problems, and then they'll forget what they've done because they're on a whole nother atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? A lot of shit that he did, you got to understand, like, now he'll say that they're kids because he's raising kids of his own. You understand? But how would you like it that if Blue Ivory, 15, 16 years old, 17, 18 years old, dating in his early 30s? You're not going to go for that. No matter what she came through in Hollywood. But you got to understand, guys who was around there, we didn't know Jay-Z them ages. We didn't know these cats' age. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't having no beards and nothing like that. They was wearing low cuts. You understand? Clean face. I would have never believed when Jay was coming around the block, scooping up the young girls and stuff like that he was 30 years old. You know, if they 17, 18, 16 years old and they 22, you thinking they 22, 23, something like that, 24 years old? They mama and them need to check them. They daddy and them need to check them. But that's not that far off. But for somebody to be 30 years old in their 30s and they dealing with kids 16 years old, 17, 18 years, that's a problem. That's an issue. And now he see that because he's raising kids. And he got a young daughter. I think he got another daughter that he didn't claim and now he claiming them. These cats was doing a whole lot of stuff that people in the industry won't speak on. And then now that you're speaking on it and it's becoming where is that you can get on YouTube and you could talk about this and say what you seen or say what you heard, you understand, or what you know. Some people look at it being a problem. But these cats ain't street cats. They entertainers.
Once a close ally of Jay-Z, recently spoke about the serious allegations and growing discussion surrounding him, saying what stood out most wasn't only the claims, but the intensity of the public reaction. Dame noted that in all his years watching Jay-Z's rise, He had never seen him face this level of scrutiny, as decades of success and influence had often made him appear untouchable in mainstream media. Now, however, that image seems to be shifting, with growing public attention placing Jay-Z under a level of examination rarely seen before, and signaling a broader moment where even the most powerful figures can face deeper accountability in the spotlight.
Just odd to see him in that, getting looked at in that way by white people, like Jay does, yeah, like I hope that shit didn't happen, but I'm like, damn, they turned the world real, like people on a certain level have been fucking with him a certain way where he couldn't do no wrong for like 25 years straight. This is the first time he's not getting a pass with white media, like he can control black media because a lot of them either work or do business with him, but like, drink champs can't get him out of this one, and neither can Charlemagne, because those are the guys that hold him down no matter what he does anyway. So he got to get to People Magazine and Entertainment Tonight right now, because they on his head. But the question is why? Like, why now? Because for me, I'd be like, yo, that's so ridiculous. Yo, take that to trial. You're not gonna win. Let's get a deposition or something. So I don't know why they get on his head so much. Pause. But I never seen him, under this. I've never seen him in this position to have to explain himself. Pause.
How do you feel about the statement he came out with?
I mean, I didn't hear him say anything. I heard a piece of, like I said, I'm doing an interview, so I talk. I thought it was long. For a statement, I thought it was long, pause. But, I think right now, his silence is the worst thing for him. If he is innocent, he needs to let people ask him questions, and he needs to be able to say his side of the story, as opposed to letting that.
Dame Dash was struck, seeing Jay-Z in a rare position, defensive and under intense scrutiny, a situation almost unseen in his career. Questions remain over why 50 Cent seems intent on exposing him, with the Diddy connection only part of the story. Tony Yayo noted the tension between 50 and Jay-Z runs deep, rooted in rivalry and loyalty. Though moments like 50 performing with Dr. Dre and Cameron show growth, Yayo also highlighted that Jay-Z's focus on business over culture, attending corporate events while skipping key hip-hop moments, fuels questions about priorities and allegiance.
I don't think I would have said that he didn't know Puff at all or wasn't his friend. I thought that was a little extreme. I thought that was the wrong choice of words. I think that's going to trigger a lot of backlash. But the thing is, I never seen him get backlash at all. So that's what I'm saying. Now he getting backlash. Like, when did you know Jay-Z to be on his heels other than when he got beat up in the elevator? But that was nothing. But I've never seen him under the fire ever. Not in a long time. Not like, I've never seen people on his head like that, Paul. Ever.
Yeah, this might be my first time seeing people come at him like this.
Like I said, I didn't hear him say anything. Like, I'm not some white man speaking for another black man doesn't add up. It just doesn't work like that. Like, he doesn't know what to say on Jay's behalf. Jay would have to say that. So if he instructed him to say that, like, you don't even know if Jay told him to say that. He could have got off the stage and they was like, why'd you say that? He was like, I had to. Like, he probably said it because homeboy wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? Like, I didn't hear him say anything. I haven't heard Jay say a word yet. Have you?
Nah, I haven't heard him say anything.
There it is. So y'all going by a piece of paper with words? Don't get caught up in that. I have not heard him say one thing yet. Until I see him speak, he hasn't spoke to me. That's why I said he did not say that. His lawyer said it. So what else is a lawyer gonna say?
Tony Yayo pointed out a key contrast between Jay-Z and 50 Cent: approachability. While Jay-Z operates at the highest levels, he maintains distance, whereas 50 stays present and loyal to those who supported him. Yayo recalled a telling moment at the Super Bowl halftime show. Jay-Z reportedly didn't want 50 included, and it took Eminem insisting he wouldn't perform unless 50 participated to resolve it. To Yayo, the episode wasn't just business, it was personal, revealing the tensions and unspoken rivalries that have defined their complicated history.
And there was this one part where 50 was talking, and he was saying, yeah, when Yayo was locked up, every G-Unit show, we actually put aside the money.
Bro, I told
for him,
you.
And he had like a, he's like, Yayo had like $1 million.
Right. I just told you when I came out of my building, I see the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
There was no way I was getting shot there. And this is what I kind of tell you is like, when we was talking about stacks with the Porsche, 50's not gonna let you say, get the Porsche. He gonna say, let's get him out the hood first. You know, if the money's there, but the money has to be there for you to live like that. The money's there. 50 didn't have to do that. Rest in peace to Hervé from Interscope, because he always said to me, man, 50 do more for you than any artist, than anybody does for their artists, more than Jay-Z.
Over time, the connection between Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs reportedly began to strain, as insiders noted growing trust issues and concerns over who would protect their own interests if situations turned sour. Some, including Jaguar Wright, have suggested Jay-Z may have influenced Diddy's decline, though these claims remain unverified. The tension highlights how quickly alliances can shift at the top, where loyalty is fragile and power dynamics can change in an instant.
Speaking of Cameron,
yeah,
he made a statement recently. He said that Jay-Z loves money more than hip-hop. And he pointed out that Jay-Z performed at Tom Brady's Hall of Fame ceremony, but he didn't perform in any Hip Hop 50 events.
I mean, Jay-Z's on a whole nother level. Like, I mean, you know, he's like, but you know what I like about 50? 50's on a whole nother level, but he's still approachable. You still get to meet the people and you know, Jay gotta remember the people that made him. You know, I'm not saying I don't got respect. I respect Jay-Z, 50, used to respect, you know, Diddy, but all that crazy shit going on. But, you know, I always respected him because I looked at, for New York, those were like the, you know, the guys. You know what I'm saying? The guys with the most money and the most influence. So with Jay is like, when the last time you haven't seen Jay. So I think people are just gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I mean, Jay, you know, you gotta remember, he didn't want 50 at the Super Bowl. That was crazy. I'm like,
wait, Jay didn't want 50 at the Super Bowl?
You didn't know that? Yeah, he didn't want.
I remember Eminem pushed for it.
That was some hater shit. Yeah,
I remember Eminem was like, I'm not gonna do it unless 50 does it. I heard that.
Yeah,
but I didn't know that Jay was trying to stop it.
I don't think Jay. I don't know. 50 never told me that, but I don't think Jay wanted him there. I don't know.
Because of what? Some of the.
I mean,
back
you
and
know,
forth,
it's competition. You got to think. 50 always been competition for Jay. Remember, I'm about $1. What the fuck is 50 Cent?
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
That was what, 9? What was that? 9?
But after that, they did a song together. Remember the whole,
of course, but 50 was always competition for niggas. Then remember Jay said, yo, 50's coming. He told Siegel and them, and Memphis Bleak and all them.
Yeah.
And come on, 50's like, he's on a whole nother level. You gotta remember, he came after niggas. He came after Jay and Rockefeller. G-Unit came, and people might shit on G-Unit, but with Eminem, Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, nobody has outsold us, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody has.
Roger Bonds, Diddy's former head of security, offered an insider perspective on their relationship, noting that while he observed interactions between Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs, he never saw them as genuinely close. In his view, Diddy appeared to overestimate the strength of their bond, underscoring how high-profile relationships can appear stronger than they truly are, with public perception often masking reality.
He goes into boardrooms and says to people, which I will never say, is he says, it's important for me to be a billionaire, you know, because Black people need to be billionaires. And why does specifically he, at that time, I've had this conversation with white money people when they go, you know, it's important that Jay-Z becomes a billionaire. And I go, why? And they said, because he wants to open up a casino. You know, he wants to open up this, he should have an alcoholic brand. He needs to have a casino. He needs to have this. And you're like, why the fuck does anybody need a casino? Like another fucking casino
money
in this world.
And it makes it very possible for people to launder money all day.
Yeah. So like, why, even the fact that you want to become so powerful, then you're not saying because he needs to build schools for Black people in Black neighborhoods. It's because he wanted to build casinos for Black people.
For them to keep wasting their money, and then for him to keep getting them overpriced merchandise. It's a rat trap.
Yeah.
All of it is. The sad part is that hip hop has now turned itself over to this greed machine and doesn't realize it's time to.
Insiders from Sean Diddy Combs' team noted that he often went out of his way to support Jay-Z, sometimes far more than the support was returned, highlighting an imbalance in their dynamic and showing how loyalty behind the scenes can be strikingly one-sided.
Why now? Why?
Because he's the acceptable monster at this time, like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next. Who you think?
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing shit different. He lined up D. Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love. Lined up R. Kelly. He wants to be the one.
Yeah, shout out D. Haven. He actually hit us up, wanted to tell this story.
You need to talk to D. Haven.
Yeah, we need to talk to him.
I told you that last year when I put you on the phone with.
From insiders' perspectives, Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs were never as close as the public believed. Despite shared wealth, influence, and opportunities, a genuine loyalty was often lacking, and over time, those gaps became impossible to ignore. With the story now playing out in public, the question lingers. Will these cracks keep widening, putting both of their legacies at risk?